Hi, this is Abul Hussein coming to you live and direct from London, the United Kingdom, and welcome to another episode of SMMA Success Interview. And today I have with me a very special guest who is going to talk to you about how he has been building an e-commerce agency all the way from London, not from London, actually from Birmingham. So I would like to invite Luke Ellis onto the show. Luke, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing good. How about yourself? It's great to be on here.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Thank you very much for agreeing to come on and sharing your wisdom and your journey so far in the agency business with the viewers here, because it's from people who are actually doing the work like yourself coming on and sharing your journey that others can find some inspiration. So, give us a bit of an intro about what you're doing.
So I own an agency called Ellis Media. We've been going for the past year now. I all started at the age of 16 and I'm 20 years old now. So for the past 4 years, I've been constantly learning about Facebook ads, kind of freelancing to begin with. And the last year now I wanted to knuckle down and do this for myself, essentially, build a team around me and provide a lot of value to my clients and make sure the only people that I work with I'm going to generate great results for. We're going to be, building up a long-term relationship and making sure that what I say, essentially what we do for our clients.
Brilliant. So talk us about some of the niches that you're working in, because I know you're specializing in e-com at the moment. Now, everyone who's had an agency, I know it's been a journey. So talk us about how you got to e-com and what you're working on in e-com at the moment.
Yeah, of course. With e-commerce, it's a good industry to get into because I did start with local businesses, and the one problem I found with that is there's not much scalability with that. So, such as estate agents, it's only limited to the one area. So you can imagine when I first started, I'm from Birmingham. It's only estate agents around Birmingham. I tried to pitch to, going in front of the estate agents. 17 years old, it wasn't taking me serious enough. And luckily, I was able to get one client in the estate agent, and I was generating results for them, but it was very limited. And I was just trying to, find a nice medium where I can generate results for clients, but it can just scale to the moon, essentially. So when it came to, I found e-commerce websites, and I thought, this is my bread and butter, essentially. I know I can double down on what's working. When the client's got budget, we can constantly just thrive the budget in there to get even better results. And that's why we're currently working with a pharmaceutical e-commerce brand, nutraceutical, I think that's what you call it. It's just, vitamins and whatnot, like vitamin C pills, mainly clothing brands as well. They do really good. And I just spoke to someone today, and they do clothing as well. I think that's the main niche I am targeting, really, and getting the best results for.
Right, great. And talk us about one of the most successful campaigns that you've run so far.
This is I know I've been asked this question by some of my friends now, and I like to, not trying to blow my own trumpet, but when I started, I used to run the ads myself. Now I've got someone else to do it for me. But one of my first clients, the pharmaceutical client I was talking about, when we first started, they had a lot of doubt in me. At the time, I was 19, and 19, I had all this confidence saying, yes, I can do this, I can do it, just trust me. But they just couldn't compromise the pay and the funds that I was charging. And I can't blame them, because if someone came to me, 18 years old, I'm 20 now, I'm going to kind of think a bit about it. So essentially, I offered a trial that I would spend £1,000 on Facebook ads. Then after that, let the results speak for itself, because I know with what I was saying, it just wasn't getting through to them. So we spent £1,000, and this was all cold, by the way. And with that, we generated just shyly over £50,000 for that client. And yeah, it was a big accomplishment, and it made me feel good knowing that the client's faces just wasn't expecting it, essentially, because they did not get results like that before. They were averaging a 16 times return on investment, and for cold ads alone, I was getting 50 times a return. and you know, we've got a great relationship now. We're targeting ads, we've got a great sales funnel, and you know, I just know this client we're gonna be working for a long time.
Which brings me nicely on to my next question. What do you feel are kind of the core components of a successful ad campaign?
That's a great question. I would say when it comes to building out ads for clients, there's three main things. The first one being the ad itself. So the ad creative, the ad copy, it needs to, you know, point out the pain points of the audience that you're targeting. Make sure, you know, you're getting people emotionally invested with the ad copy, getting ad creative, which is, you know, engaging. It's going to stop people from scrolling, get their attention. So that's the first step. The second step is the product itself. It needs to make sure that it solves the problem. So with going back to this pharmaceutical client again, I know it's tight for this pharmaceutical client. It's providing pharmaceuticals such as, you know, when you see people get these lip fillers nowadays, it's applying these aesthetic treatments to these clinics. So, you know, that's what they need. It's a need for them. They need this from the pharmaceutical client, making sure that they can carry out their service delivery, and making sure, you know, that you've got something that somebody else needs from you. So that's the second thing for the product. Make sure that you're selling something that someone needs. And the third thing being the website. As you know, a lot of people, you can have a great ad, a great product, but if someone goes onto your website and the website, you know, doesn't resemble how great the product and how great the ad is, people are going to fall off. People are not going to trust the website without an SSL lock. People are not going to trust the website where all the colors are all over the place. It looks like, you know, my 13-year-old brother made it. No one's going to trust that. People are going to only trust something that way it looks established. It's got that authority behind it.
No, that's perfect. So, you know, a lot of questions people in the e-commerce, I should give it full title, space ask is, do you need a brand to be able to make sales, or can you just kind of knock up a conversion ad and get going from day one? What have you found in your experience?
I think it all depends, really. I mean, with clothing clients, some of them come and they've just started, so they're just on the first prototypes of the clothes. And with these type of prospects that come through the pipeline, I've kind of got to tell them we need to be a bit more established. You know, I kind of give them advice for free, basically, because I have to be candid with them. We can't be working together because I know we're not going to be getting the results that I'm going to want to be getting you. That's why I only work with people that I know I can get great results for. I keep it very transparent. If you're a good fit, I'll let you know. If you're not, I'll give you advice on what you should do in order to get to where you want to be. So moving on to your question. So I kind of rambled a bit then.
No.
But it's just making sure people, like I was saying with the clothing industry, you know, having that brand, so getting a bit of influencers on board as well, making sure it builds up the brand. So we know when we're doing cold ads, retargeting, that is going to work, and it's going to get to the point where the client wants it to be.
Okay, no, that's great. And people are always talking about the Facebook algorithm and how it's changing, and CPAs and everything going all over the place. You know, how do you keep on top of all of that? Are you someone who's looking at your ads quite regularly, or, you know, how often are you tweaking and optimizing, and when do you call it quits?
So with the algorithm itself, it can be a scary thing. I mean, sometimes I did have the dream one of the days where I was thinking, if Facebook just disappears, something happens to Facebook, something takes over. Like, what are we going to do as, you know, Facebook ads agencies? It's just gonna make the game completely different. But that's why I believe, you know, with the algorithm always changing, you need to always adapt, such as Facebook going out the window. Something else is going to go up. So it's adapting and making sure you apply yourself to that so you can serve your clients essentially. So with the algorithm, you know, it's always changing. And that's why I'm in a lot of, you know, groups with a lot of Facebook marketers, as if I'm not always up to date with something. Someone else will be, and they like to share that, you know. I mean, example with what Facebook are doing with the Facebook and Instagram shop. I wasn't aware of that from Facebook or seeing it on Google or whatnot. I was aware of that through the group chats I'm in, and that's a good thing. So I mean, if someone is starting out, you need to make sure you're in these group chats, because people like to throw value for free and just let you know what's happening in the current market, what Facebook are changing, the algorithms, how it can affect sales, your clients, CPMs, and everything and whatnot.
Cool. And in terms of the e-commerce businesses that you're working with, are you driving traffic to like a funnel with upsells, or are you driving it to like a Shopify store, or what kind of website platforms do you prefer to work with to maximize, I suppose, the ROI?
So dominantly, we work with clients who use Shopify. I mean, with Shopify, I know that with the back of my hand, so that's why I feel most comfortable working with them. There's some people who like to do one product stores, and they do that behind ClickFunnels, for example, with a lot of upsells, downsells, and everything. And we've only worked with one client who does that. It was very, when the clients come through the funnel, through the funnel like that, we make sure, you know, we're going to get great results for them. So we kind of ask a lot of qualifying questions, making sure that we are going to generate the results they want from us, essentially. But our bread and butter is Shopify stores. As we know, all the ins and outs with the apps as well. We kind of, you know, advise our clients on Klaviyo emails, SMS emails, to follow up with customers, abandonment carts and whatnot. The best, you know, the scripts to use to get the best bang for their buck, essentially. Always doing a bit more than just Facebook ads.
Yes, that's brilliant. And what would you say are some of your favorite ways to pick up new clients for your agency?
My favorite ways are when I first started, it was very stressful, you know, just trying to find what works for me, because something that could work for me won't work for somebody else. And I mean, a lot when I first started, I was taking all these courses, and it was, oh, I do cold calls, 100 calls a day. And, you know, I'm naturally an introvert. So it took me some time to adapt when it came to taking calls. So you could imagine when my first ever call, I'd be hello, you know, just fumbling the call a lot. So it took me a bit of time to do that, but I just realized it wasn't generating me the results I wanted. But fortunately enough, I found a method which works for me. So for you guys who are watching, if you want to try this method, it's all up to you. It might work for you, it might not. It's entirely up to you and who you are and how you apply yourself with it. But what I do is I find Shopify websites and I create Loom videos. So it's just like a 5-minute audit showing my computer screen with my face cam as well, just kind of showing them ways how they're essentially leaving money on the table and how they can get that money back. Then at the end, just a call to action saying we should hop on the phone. I'd just love to, you know, show you more value and see how we can get this moving.
This is brilliant. And because a lot of people talk about doing video audits, so it's good to hear from someone who's doing it successfully, because I know you can often get mixed results, but it always comes down to your approach. Why do you think people fail when they're setting up their own agencies?
That's a good question. I was actually speaking about my friend with this. And I truly do think some people start up agencies, as they say, you know, you see these YouTube ads, the Facebook ads, and it's a some people think, oh, it's a get rich quick scheme. And some people just think, oh, this is what's going to make me money. This is going to be easy. When ultimately, guys, it's not easy. At the end of the day, you got to put in work at the end of the day for anything that you want in life, that being money, girls, health, you need to put in work. And, work. But with this, it's essentially how I look at it. It's all a numbers game. You know, you got to put the numbers in. You got to make sure you're doing more numbers than the other person, sending more Loom videos out, getting more sales calls, getting in front of more people, getting more opportunities, because it's all numbers and it's all a law of average. And you just got to find that out. The first deal you'll get, you never know. It might take 10 sales calls, but after that, the hardest time to get a client is your first ever client, and after that, you get more comfortable with it. Your law of average will increase. So instead of 1 to 10, you never know, it might move down to 1 to 7 in the next couple of months. You know, you're looking at it and you're finding this easy now, where it could be 1 to 5, 1 to 3, and it can get there. But guys, you just got to put in work, and you got to make sure what you're doing is linked to what you want in life. And I kind of say you got to make sure that your goals in life, you turn that into, make sure what your dreams are in life, you turn that into a goal, and you plan that goal and you execute it. So essentially, guys, you just got to, make sure that you're putting in the work and you're doing this for a reason at the end of the day.
Okay. So if I were to come and pick you up from Birmingham now and brought you down to London, and you needed to start your agency all the way from scratch and bring in revenue over the next 30 days, what would you do starting from zero again?
So guys, if I was, let's say I'm speaking to you now directly, you're someone who's just started up your own agency. I would make sure that, you know, a lot of people like to go on YouTube and listen to all these people. I'm not saying it's not a good thing to do, but don't always rely on, you know, these YouTube videos, because at the end of the day, it's not watching videos that's going to help you get to where you want. It's doing the work. So like I said previously, you know, getting those numbers in, making sure you either, whatever works for you, making calls, you're sending messages, you're sending emails, you're making Loom videos, and making sure that you're getting those numbers up. So, you know, you're getting in front of more people, you're getting on more sales calls, then essentially you're closing deals. And that's all it is, guys. You got to get those numbers in until you can get someone else to put those numbers in for you.
Perfect. And in terms of following influencers, who would you say are the top influencers who have helped you on your journey that you'd recommend to other people?
So out of all the other influencers, I know there's a lot online and a lot can be, you know, not how they come across. But the one influencer that I came across and I really, you know, enjoy his content and I found him to be true to himself was someone called Sam Ovens. And I actually took his course, and, you know, I don't think if I did not take his course, I wouldn't have the knowledge it was for me to, you know, kickstart my agency and get to where I am today. So I am grateful for, you know, Sam Ovens, because I believe he's a very smart person, and, you know, he's up there, and, you know, what he's teaching is, you know, valuable essentially. Perfect.
Now, you've been very generous with your time, and I'm so grateful for you to come on and share these golden nuggets with our viewers. So final question from me before I let you go. What would be the one piece of advice that you would give to someone who is watching this video and they just go on to start their agency after taking inspiration from you?
So guys, so if you're watching this video and you think you've got a bit of inspiration from me, hands up. I'm very appreciative that you feel that way. But my top piece of advice would be to, you know, start doing, not, you know, don't say that you're going to do something, don't watch something to, you know, kind of get that validation within yourself. Just, you know, you got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, and, you know, it's going to feel like your stomach just wants to eat you up at times. But, you know, if you're in those positions, you know, you're getting, you know, you're moving forward at the end of the day. And in life, that's what you constantly want to be doing. Every day, you want to be in a position where you feel uncomfortable, because if you are, you know, you're getting somewhere closer to your designated goal in life, essentially. So guys, you know, just always do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, that being, you know, sending messages, talking to these CEOs over the phone, because after a while you might think, well, I'm not sure I can do this. It will be easy to you. Trust me, I know you might think, how is that possible? But take it from someone who used to, you know, exactly feel the exact same thing. I started off as an introvert, and, you know, speaking to these, you know, people who are earning anything from 6, 7 to 8 figures a year, I don't find no problem with that at all now. I don't think I'm inferior to them. I know what my worth is, and I know what I can bring to them.
Brilliant. Well, Luke, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Luke Ellis from Ellis Media. He runs an agency for e-commerce businesses, and he's got quite a bit going on. So please find him on Facebook, follow his journey. And until next time, Luke, take care.
Take care. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.